There are nights when the road is no longer a place to move through, but a harsh test. The heavy rumble of engines blends with warning signals, and in the middle of it all, massive steel giants lie where they don't belong. We didn't come to witness. We came to change the outcome. Every call carries an invisible pressure. It's not just a vehicle weighing tens of thousands of pounds that needs to be put back in place, but time slipping away and risks that can escalate within minutes of delay. When we reached the I-5 stretch at Sun Valley, a nearly 53-foot container, weighing around 78,000 pounds, was blocking almost the entire roadway, leaving only a narrow lane for the backed-up traffic behind. Inside were tons of food, so unloading wasn't an option, and there was no time to waste. So we chose to upright the entire truck instead of spending 3-4 hours offloading cargo.
Alright.
First, the team used a cable system hooked into the load-bearing frame, slowly dragging the entire body toward the shoulder with a force of about 25,000 pounds. No lifting, no jerking, just inch by inch, creating enough space for traffic to pass. Once a safe corridor was established, we placed wooden cribbing under key load points and ran wide straps beneath the container to support the body and prevent deformation under load.
That's 26 also?
Yeah, I have two of
That
them.
one straight through the middle, the long ways?
Yeah.
Be the X?
That'll be the X. The two long.
Then, two rotator wreckers began working in coordination. Because the container walls had weakened after the rollover, we avoided brute force. Instead, we placed heavy-duty airbags beneath the body, inflating them step by step to raise the massive steel weight gradually. At around a 30-degree angle, the load-bearing cables, now holding over 80,000 pounds, were tensioned and kept within a safe range to begin the rotation. The truck moved slowly, but eventually returned to an upright position. When the wheels touched the ground, the cargo was intact, no additional damage occurred, and traffic behind us finally began to move again.
Yeah, so just right in here about like at least 5 feet.
Before we could even leave the first scene, another call came in. A truck had slid off a mountain road, resting 60-70 feet down a slope with an incline of over 45 degrees. One wrong vibration, and it could slide further. Two cranes were positioned on the narrow roadway. The outriggers had to be extended inch by inch, with steel plates placed underneath to distribute the load and prevent sinking into soft ground. Rigging the cables was the most dangerous part. No machinery could replace it, only people. We attached chains to the chassis, true load-bearing points, not the easily deformed outer shell. Pull angles were calculated carefully to prevent the truck from rolling sideways during the lift. One crane was responsible for lifting the front end, creating an escape angle from the slope. The other applied horizontal winching force, pulling at around 50,000, 60,000 pounds. Eventually, the truck's wheels touched asphalt again. But the job wasn't over. We had to rotate the vehicle within a tight space, adjusting its steering angle using the cranes, a maneuver that required near-perfect synchronization. Every movement of the boom was calculated down to the degree. In the end, the truck aligned correctly. The final scene of the day was an overturned scrap truck. If containers are a problem of balance, scrap trucks are chaos in its purest form. The total load was estimated at over 85,000 pounds, but the issue wasn't the number, it was the distribution. Scrap metal had shifted heavily to one side, creating unpredictable torque. We couldn't just pull. We had to split the force. Two cranes were connected through a system of snatch blocks to double the pulling power. One main line carried around 40,000 pounds, but through the block system, the effective force on the truck reached nearly 80,000 pounds, while reducing the load on each individual line. That's how we pull hard, without destroying our own equipment. We added steel pads and thick wood to protect the frame, preventing chains from cutting into the body under extreme tension. During the pull, we didn't lift in one motion. We pulled, stopped, adjusted, then pulled again. Each movement was only about 2-3 inches. Inside, the scrap began to shift. The sound of metal clashing against metal felt like a warning. If it shifted too fast, the truck could flip uncontrollably in the opposite direction. We immediately reduced force, maintaining cable tension without losing control. In the end, the truck returned to its wheels, but it wasn't straight. The suspension had been compromised. When we left, the road looked as if nothing had ever happened. Only we carried the invisible marks with us. This job leaves no medals. It doesn't tell its own story. But every time, I understand one thing more clearly. We don't just put heavy machines back where they belong, we keep other things moving. Shipments arriving on time, roads staying open, and people who will never know they almost had to stop.